Barrington Irving, record breaker.
Hey Action readers, I'm Barrington Irving, the youngest person to fly solo around the world. This is my book, Touch the Sky, and when I flew around the world it took me 97 days, 145 flight hours, and numerous challenges in the process. Now you can experience the journey firsthand. Growing up I came from very humble beginnings. To be honest, we were poor, very broke. Becoming a pilot was something that I never envisioned, that I was smart enough to do. When I met my mentor, literally the first words that came out of my mouth to him was, "I don't think I'm smart enough to fly a plane." It is true, I am afraid of heights, I really am. And I know everyone's probably saying, well, how are you afraid of heights and able to fly an aircraft? Well, it's different when you know all the math and science behind what you're doing compared to standing on the edge of a building and you don't know what's going to happen. And I remember my first time flying, I went up in a small Cessna, and this was just over our community, and I saw the ocean and saw buildings, and I was just, it was a little bit turbulent as well. And quite honestly, I was scared and just a little bit nervous, quite a bit nervous to be honest. But I'll never forget the sense of freedom I felt, right? Here I am in an airplane between heaven and earth, right? And it's just such a beautiful view. And I realized there is a world out there. There's a world out there to explore, different cultures and people. And I was just simply flying over my neighborhood.
What do you think Barrington means when he talks about the sense of freedom he felt while flying? Pause and discuss. Barrington visited some amazing places during his trip around the world.
I tell young people all the time, growing up in your community, all you know is, where the corner store is, where your school is, what's in those, 4, 5, 6 blocks. But there's actually a world out there. Explore the world, see what's out there, because you'll get inspired, you'll get enlightened, and you'll just understand things from a different perspective. Some of the most fascinating things I saw on my journey would be Alaska, seeing the glaciers in Alaska. Oh gosh, to just describe that blue, and green mixture, and the turquoise, and the ability to know that you're looking at something that's thousands of years old. Seeing the Roman Colosseum in Italy, that was nice. Seeing the pyramids in Egypt, that was just perplexing. And until this day, they don't know how the pyramids were built. You think of the thousands of people that built the pyramids.
Based on the photos you just saw, what do some of the places Barrington visited have in common? How are they different? Pause and discuss. Becoming a record-breaking pilot was not easy. Barrington put in a lot of hard work to make his dream come true.
So to fly around the world is easy to say, but it's a difficult thing to execute. And I'll never forget, for 2.5 years, people told me no. When someone tells you no, right, you have to figure out a way to turn that no into a yes. Especially when you're trying to do something that's worthwhile. So if someone told me no, that there's no way I can fly around the world because of lack of experience, well, guess what? I actually studied and put together a training regimen, right? And this is how I'm going to train myself and become the best pilot that I can. And the ability to take criticism, right? No one likes criticism, right? But take the criticism and figure out a way to prove that particular point and prove that person wrong. You got to be able to put in the work, because they say success is when preparation meets opportunity, right? If you're not prepared, you're not going to get the opportunity. And it's just so important. It's so important for you to be resilient, resilient. And yes, you are going to get rejected, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's a situation of, well, are you going to, after the rejection and you knock down, are you going to stay down, or are you going to actually get back up and do something tangible and realistic so that you can achieve your goal?
What does Barrington mean when he says you have to turn a no into a yes to reach your goals? Pause and discuss.
Failure can never be an option. And when you look at things from that perspective, you will figure it out. It might take you longer, but you will figure it out. And I'll never forget, man, I used to clean people's pools. I didn't even know how to swim. And I was cleaning people's pools and pouring chlorine in there. I used to work at a grocery store, bagging groceries. I would do odd jobs, mowing lawns but at the end of the day, it's what I was working towards, right? And I knew what it meant. And you're gonna have to sacrifice. When you want to do something for yourself, you're gonna have to sacrifice. No one can do it for you. You can't always wait for everything to be in place, and then you say, okay, now I'm going to do it, because life doesn't work that way, right? Everything isn't going to be in perfect alignment. You have to step out and take a chance. Take a chance on your dream and what you're trying to pursue. And that's what I did.